Hey everyone, it is 10 o'clock on Thursday, September 2nd. I am Robert Vincent. I am your Market Center Technical Trainer, and I am here to talk today about the amazing world of Command. Specifically, we're going to be doing a Command database overview. The whole kit and caboodle, we're going to be looking at it to see what's going on, what is this thing, and what does it all do? So if you are just joining us, and again, my name is Robert Vincent. I'm the Market Center Technical Trainer here at Market Center 463. We are streaming live on Facebook under our Facebook group, the KWCLM group. We are also streaming live on our YouTube channel, which is kwtechtube.com. And that is going on right now. And I've got also the chat windows open here, so you can join me in the Facebook or on the YouTube, and I could see what you got going on, see what you want to say. And I'd love to talk with you. This is the 101 class series. We do this every month from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, barring a few days here and there where we have to kind of reschedule things. But what it is we go through the database from beginning to end Tuesdays and Thursday mornings from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And so that is our 101 class, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. On our YouTube channel, you can always look up the little orange cards that I've made that show you that we are talking about the Command 101 classes. kwtechtube.com, so that's where you can find me there. And I'm glad to have you here with me. And today we're going to be taking a look at the database overview. The database overview, you say, what is the database? The database is your CRM. The CRM, you say, CRM, Customer Resource Management, Contact Resource Management. It's basically a way for you to stay in touch with all of your contacts. You know, the question often comes up is, what is Command? And we simply say it by calling it a database. But I don't like that as much as I like the idea of CRM. I know it's kind of like, acronym-tastic. Is that a word? We'll have to look that one up. If you're watching, acronym-tastic. See if that's a word. Let me know. Probably not. So here's the deal. When you are running a business, you're going to want to keep in touch with your contacts, your customers, and your future contacts, your leads. So we need a place to keep them all. We need a place to put them all in so that we can keep track of all of our transactions, all of our conversations, all of our meetings, all of our phone calls, all of our emails, all of our texts, all of the opportunities or transactions themselves, and keep notes about all that stuff. So that's the basic of what we're talking about here, but Command takes it one step further. It's not just a database of your people. It's a very powerful tool that allows you to communicate through the tool with your people. It allows you to market to your people, create marketing designs, create social posts, purchase social ads on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You have a lot of power here. Actually, not Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So you have a lot of power here to engage your contacts. And I'm going to show you in this short little 1 hour video about all the things that this can do. And we're going to walk around the interface and we're just going to talk about some of the things. This is not a full training on all of the things that it does in depth. This is just an introduction to the database so that you know what it is and what it can do. So let's start by taking a look at the database itself. Now, I'm already logged in, but I'm going to go open up another tab over here, and I'm going to show you that when we go to agent.kw.com, agent.kw.com, this is going to take us into our database. Now, I've already bypassed the login screen, and you can see that I've entered my username and my password, and I'm in here, and I'm on the dashboard or the main screen for this program. So here is Command. Command is from Keller Williams. It's our own built-in super duper awesome CRM tool. So there's a lot going on in here. And you'll notice that one of the first things I did was I clicked over here on the left-hand side. I clicked the little red KW up in the upper left-hand corner. Did I say right-hand side? I meant left-hand side. So up here on the left-hand side, that little KW is going to show you all of the names of the different applets. It's kind of a menu on the side of all of the different areas of the program that you have access to. So if you don't know the names of them by the icons, you can hover over them, but easiest thing to do is, especially as you're just getting used to this tool, click that little red KW up in the corner and it will tell you the names of the different modules or applets, whatever you want to call them. So this is the dashboard that we've landed on. And again, this CRM tool is very, very powerful. Just alone on the dashboard, you can see that it's showing me the tasks that I have, whether they be tasks for all of my tasks that I have, all of my contact tasks, opportunity tasks, or onboarding tasks. Whatever tasks I'm looking to get done, they're going to show up here in the tasks area on my dashboard. Now, there actually is an area for tasks specifically. So you did a little small version of that here, and then there's an area for tasks, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So on this dashboard, we have that as our primary focus here. Below that a little bit, we have a section called your database health. And this database health is telling you about the quality of the information and the quantity of the information that has been added to each of your contacts. Right now, my entire database health is running about 53%. And that's indicating that I have, phone numbers on most everything, emails on almost all of everything here, all of my contacts. I have some addresses and I have some neighborhoods. So if I want to increase my score, I can improve this score by adding that information, addresses and neighborhoods, to my contacts. Now, I'm not going to go through each and everything here. I just want to let you know that those are what we call widgets. All right, these little widgets, the product update widget, which is actually really cool because it shows you what's coming up and what's newly released. So we have our product widgets over here, our product update widgets. We also have a little notepad over here to keep notes for ourselves. And this is kind of like a running notepad. You can just add information in here and just keep it running. So that if you're ever want to jot down a note while you're working, if it's not contact specific or contact centric, you can just jot down a note to keep things going here. A little bit further down, we have some more widgets. We have a goals widget, which is going to help us understand our business better. If you're really into business numbers and making sure that you're meeting your goals and tracking your goals and reports on what you're doing, where to improve, the goals area is going to give you an overview of that. The reporting section is actually going to go deeper into it. And we also have a section here for a little widget called Design Updates, New in Designs. We have little examples here you can use, like here's a little preview for one of the magazines that we could make for you. All the different things in here talking about different designs and new templates. And then down at the bottom, we have recent leads and another widget, again, that you can use. So what's really going on this page is the page is loaded with widgets. You can customize this page. You can click on the Customize Home, and you can rearrange the widgets just by dragging them to different positions. If you don't need to see a particular widget, you can uncheck it and kind of customize your page and make it look the way you want it to look. So this is a very powerful little home page dashboard. And it's indicated by the little home icon up here when we're looking at the widgets themselves, okay? So now let's go ahead and break things down a little bit further into what we're seeing on the big screen, all right? So we talked about the dashboard here, but the dashboard represents Command. This is the Command software, but there's actually another piece of software inside of Command called Connect. And I want you to think of this Connect as a way to connect with other agents. Very simple. This is also part of the referral network. So the Connect area will show you the bios of agents all over the place, including more specifically and more regionally and locally, the Market Center agents and the regional agents. Now this Connect profile is what you would see if you were going to connect with them on their referral network. So very powerful stuff here for Connect. We'll go over that in just a moment here, but I want to kind of walk you through the rest of the screen. The Command MC here is something that you probably will not see. This is for the Market Center leadership, and I am part of the leadership team here. I am your Market Center technical trainer. And this Command MC is an internal database that we can monitor and manage all of the communications between us and you. So that's something we'll kind of leave off the schedule for you this. Continuing across the top of the screen here, we have what's called the Marketplace. It's a little bodega, a little house thing there, little shop. This marketplace, I'll go ahead and click on this to show you this. It's going to open up in a separate window. This marketplace is where you can locate, download, and install additional integrations or plugins or extra functionality that can be added to Command to help you improve your business, to grow your business, and just generally make things a little bit easier for you. So for example, one of those things that's in here is Twilio, which is a texting service that is integrated deeply into Command to allow you to do bulk texts and bulk communications using SMS and MMS messages in smart plans and also in your marketing. All right, so those are some of the things that you can do in the marketplace. This is also where we get your DocuSign, your Dotloop, and other things that you can integrate. Now, going back to the dashboard, I'll go ahead and close the marketplace and we'll return back to the dashboard. We also have this little bell. I don't know if you noticed this, but my bell lit up here. Look at that. My Twilio credits have rolled over from last month. I now have 2,648 unused credits from last month. I need to start texting some people. So my credits have rolled over. And how did I know that? Because the bell notification is the central notification tool for everything that happens in Command that you need to know about. If you see a red dot on your bell, click it and it will tell you what is new and what is happening in your database. This can include information coming from compliance on an offer that you're submitting and you want to get the paperwork checked. Compliance, if they're reviewing it and they have any questions, they will send you a notification. It's going to show up on the bell. It's really important to note that because the bell will turn red when you have a new notification. But look what happens when I click away from my notification without dismissing it. The bell is still red and the notification is still on my list. You should keep the bell clear by always addressing any of the red dots and then make sure that you deal with whatever's going on in the statement here, whether it be a new lead that's been added to your database, something from compliance, whatever those notifications are. You should definitely address those notifications and then dismiss those notifications. You can either dismiss them one at a time or you can dismiss them all at once. I'll dismiss all of my notifications and I'll get the all caught up notification here. And the bell is now clear, no red dots. It cannot be stressed enough that if you let red dots sit on the bell, it kind of becomes a notification overload. If you're not addressing everything that's on there and getting rid of those notifications, then you're just going to have a giant list of notifications that might be very, very important that you're just not catching. To the right of the notifications is our profile icon. This is the icon that represents the menu where we can get into settings. We can view our Connect profile from here. We can also attend Command training from here. You're attending right now the Market Center training, but KWRI has training for all different topics on Command, and you can get to those trainings by clicking on Command training here. Of course, you can log out, and if you are a member of a team, you will also see your team's logo here so that you can either switch between your personal database and your team database. Now, if that doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry. This is an overview class, but let me just kind of put it in one sentence for you. As an individual agent, you have your own database. This is your database. It's private information. Nobody has access to this but you. If you are part of a team, if you join a team, much of the information that you enter into the team database is going to be shared with the team so that you can work together as a team, so you can see the opportunities, see the contacts. But you will always have a private database that you can manage separate from the team. Now, this may not mean, let me rephrase that. You might not have the ability to create opportunities from your personal database if you are a member of a team. So if you're a member of a team, you'll probably be creating your opportunities in the team. But if you are a solo agent, you'll be creating them on your solo side. Okay, so that's the top bar across here. Oh, wait, what? There's more there? There's more? There's a help button. There's a little question mark button over here. The help and information allows you to view guided tours Visit the Keller Williams University, which basically we're talking about additional education, chatting with support. Say what? We can chat with support right here. So if you click on chat with support, it's going to open up a dialog box that says, hey, welcome to support. Suggestions for you because of where you are in the database. Hey, would you like to take a look at one of these different things? Command personal versus team command. This is what I was just talking about here because of where we're at in the picture here. If you want to get in touch, you can actually click the Get in Touch button, type your questions, and begin a conversation with support. If we come back over, we'll go ahead and close this little line to close that support. And then finally down here, we have the post an idea, which is on the little question mark, the help icon again. And the post an idea will take you to the answers.kw.com ideas section where you can suggest new things that you'd like to see added to command. Okay. So lots of help, lots of training, lots of information. And we just looked at the top bar across here. That's all we did was we just looked at the top. So that's the main, the top of the interface here. Let's go over and look at the left-hand side now. We talked about clicking the red KW to see what applets or whatever you want to call these modules. These are the different areas of the program. So when we look at this, we see at the top, we have the home, which is our dashboard. We have contacts. I'm not going to click on the actual links right now to open them up. We're just going to discuss what we see here. The contacts area is where you're going to manage all of your contacts. You're going to add new contacts, import your contacts. You're going to have all of your conversations, your phone calls, your opportunities for your contacts live in there. Everything lives in there. The tasks area are associated with contacts or opportunities, and this is where you can add tasks for an individual contact, or you can view tasks that are due for opportunities. Smart Plans is an area for automated marketing, so keep in touch with your contacts in your database, and these can be set up so that you can send out automated emails, automated text messages, a whole bunch of stuff to keep in contact with your people, even when you're not writing individual emails. So you can send out bulk emails, you can send out bulk SMS text messages on a regular basis using Smart Plans. And of course, we will be going over that. The referral section, it's exactly what it says it is. This is where you can go to grow your referral network, to find new people, to get referrals, to actually find other agents to refer to. So it's a referral network, and that's all available here. The opportunities section is where you're going to manage your opportunity pipeline. I want to stress in this section right here that the opportunities area is where you manage multiple opportunities. That's in the name itself, opportunities, not opportunity. Opportunities is a pipeline. It is a management tool for your business as an overall tool to see what's going on where, who's doing what, but it is not necessarily the place where you go to manage a single opportunity. When you want to manage a single opportunity, you open up your contacts area and you manage your opportunity for a specific contact from within the contact. In the campaigns area, this is your marketing. This is where you can put together marketing plans, marketing campaigns, put them all together and send them out. These include print campaigns, social media campaigns, social media posting, social media purchase of ads. So Facebook, if you want to purchase ads in Facebook, you can do that. So there's a lot of different, and email campaigns and more. The thing about the campaigns is it's directly related to the ability to create designs. And I noticed I skipped over the reports section. It's because I want to talk about the designs in conjunction with the campaigns. In the designs area, what this allows you to do is create graphics, create graphic designs that you can use in your campaigns. If you're familiar with big high-end programs like Photoshop, it's not as powerful, but it is similar in the way that it allows you to create graphics, create text, create images, put them all together, and put together a graphic to be used in a campaign. It's a nice tool. It's a very powerful tool. If you're familiar with Canva, it's similar to Canva in the way that you can create. There's dozens and dozens and dozens of templates available to you in the designs area as well. This also includes email designs as well as graphic designs. Let's go back up one here to the reports area. And in the reports area, what we're talking about is managing your business. This is where you can look at reports on how you're doing with creating appointments, setting appointments, following through, contracts that you've closed. How's my business doing in terms of my GCI goals through the year? All of the different areas that you can track as your business. I want to stress, though, something very, very important. The reports mean nothing if there's no data for the reports to look at. So what that means is if you're looking at some of the reports and you're like, it doesn't look like it's telling me very much, it's because you haven't entered very much. Doesn't mean you don't have transactions or opportunities. It just means that there's information that the reports are looking at that there's just nothing for to look at. So the reports sometimes look a little shy. If you are really into reports like I am, you're going to want to fill out as much information in everything that you're doing so that the reports will actually pull that information and make it worthwhile for you. Okay, skipping back over designs because we just talked about that, is the listings area. The listings area is where we're going to go to view our listings that we have in the MLS or the KWLS system. We can also view listings that are outside of our listings and just view listings in general. This is just a viewing tool so that you can look at listings, see what they're looking like, and getting information. It is not itself going to do much except for show you those listings. However, because of the integration into the system, listings will be available in your design campaigns. So there's a lot that listings do inside of Command, but the listings area is just a display of those listings. And then finally down at the bottom, the consumer area. Now the consumer area is essentially your web presence. This is where you can build and manage your website through KW. It's a KW managed website that you can kind of create several pages and put together a website and put that out in the public. So this is a free website design tool that will build pages for you. In addition to building a website, it also allows you to build web pages that are standalone. We call those landing pages. And all that means is a page on the web that is not associated with a website, kind of like a flyer on the web, where you can build this page and use it in any of your promotional marketing materials, but it's not necessarily inside of your website. It's just kind of on the web. So that's a very powerful area of the consumer section. And then finally in there as well is the ability to manage your KW app. And what I'm talking about there is the app that is for your mobile device. I'm trying to grab my phone, but it's too far away. You can control the app and set up certain things about how the guides, and again, we'll not talk about too much about that today, but how the consumer guides work on the app so that you can engage completely with your customers. Okay, so there's the walkthrough of just the front screen here and all of the different applets. Now let's dive into a few of the very important ones here. Although we can go through all of these different things here, I'm going to be focusing on a couple of very important ones. Specifically, I'm going to be focusing on the contacts area. So we'll start there. So I'll go ahead and click on contacts, and here it is, the first time that we've opened up the contact window and the contact applet. And we see we got a little notification up here on the top here says, welcome to new contacts. That blue banner across the top, you can dismiss that by clicking the X. There's always notifications throughout the system telling you what's new, what's happening, what's improved. And so you'll see those at the top. After you've read those notifications, you can dismiss them and give yourself a little bit more working room here, especially if you're on a small laptop. This makes a big difference, having as much room as possible. So in the contacts area here, you can see that we have the ability to search our contacts by name and last name by the default here of everything. So we can even search for a single email address. So if I was typing in robert.vincent@kwclm.com, I can actually find this person by searching for it, searching for their email. And there is that one, my email. So I didn't have to search for the name, I just searched for the email. Very powerful search tool here, so I definitely urge you to use that to search for your contacts. Of course, you got to get your contacts in there first before you can search them, before you filter for them, to create any views. So you want to use the Add Contact dialog box. Now, before I open up the Add Contact dialog box, I want to show you a contact who has quite a bit of information, and so that you can get an idea of what the information does. So I'm going to search for one of my demo contacts here, and I have Jackie Astuto, And so I'll click on this contact in the contacts cards or in the contact list there so that I can view the contact information in the contact card itself, the actual record. So on the left-hand side of this contact is all of the information that we can enter in the create contact dialog. So this is all the stuff that's been entered. Most of it is through the dialog. Some of it's actually through here. But what we have here is the name. We have the health of this contact, which is not their medical history. HIPAA would probably not be happy about that. But we do have the health score indicating how complete the information is for our contact. And the way you want to think of that is the more complete the information of the contact, the more healthy the score that you're getting, the more ways you'll be able to connect with them. Simply put, the more details you have, the more options you have in how to connect with your contact. We have some tags down here to organize our contact as far as what these contacts are, how we encountered them, what we're doing with them, and we'll be going over that in a special class that we have called Managing Your Contacts, Tagging, and Organization. Down here we have the phone number and the email. And then a little bit further down, we have where this contact came from and who is the contact owner. In this case, it's going to be you as a solo agent. We have the neighborhoods that this contact is either interested in or lives in or just generally wants to know stuff about. And we can actually push information to our contact with this neighborhood information so that they are updated on any listings that become available in these neighborhoods that they have selected or we have selected by through conversation. Down a little bit further in the additional information, we have preferred mail. Preferred contact method is email. Their email address here, which is a secondary. We can have secondary phones. We can have tertiary. We can have a lot of ways to contact them. We have their home address and their mailing address. Again, they might be the same. They might be different. And we have their legal name for the documents. We also can put down their social profiles here so that we can see where they're at on the web. If we wanted to go to one of their websites, whether it be a business site or a social site, we can go there and kind of keep up to date on what's going on with them. In the About section here, we have a description that we can write about this contact, plus their birthday, their home anniversary, who in this database they are related to, so a related contact in the database, company that they work for, and title. Notice that some of this information is missing, which is why the health score is not up to 100%. The more information you have, the higher your health score for your contact will be. So this contact information, and I am spending a few moments on this because everything that happens in the database is happening because of this contact. So when we add a contact, I'll go back to the Add a Contact dialog here. So I went back to the contact screen, to the main page, and now we can click the Add a Contact. This Add Contact dialog box is where we can modify all of the create the record and add all the information for this contact. So take some time to go through this, taking a look at the Add More Information. You can see that we have the email, additional emails, those addresses we were talking about, whether they're the same as the mailing or not. Well, the related contacts, other relationships that are people to other people in the database, their birthday, anniversary, and so forth. There's a lot to add. I know that. And when you think about it, you might say to yourself, well, Robert, I don't have all that information for this contact. That's fine. But the more information that you do have, and the more that you update this information as you get it, the better off you're going to be in terms of being able to reach out and communicate with this contact. So that's the contact card on the left-hand side. Now let's take a look on the right-hand side for what's going on with this contact. It's basically the history and the interactions that we've had. There's a timeline here showing you all of the different activities that you've had with this contact since the time you created the contact. And as you can see here, I've got quite a long history of things that we have done with this contact. Emails, phone calls, meetings, smart plans, all of those activities are here. We can also view and sort that contact activity information by date range. We can view a calendar. We can add additional activities. We can click on this here to create a meeting, a calendar event. It's an incredibly powerful tool. So for all of you out there who are using a piece of paper and writing down notes, sticky notes or otherwise, and you're essentially managing your contacts in a notebook, this is incredibly powerful and organized, and a way for you to make sure that you are tracking all of the relevant information for your contact and the activities so that you never miss a beat. So this is really, really important stuff. In addition to the timeline, we have all of the opportunities that we have created or are working on for this contact. And when I said earlier that, we have the opportunities area, remember that I said that the contact is where we manage the individual opportunities for that contact. Every opportunity for Jackie Astuto is here on this opportunities tab, and it is visible in this list right here so that we can see all of our activity for the opportunities that we've ever done for this. We can also search for different types. So you can say, just show me all of the sell opportunities, and it will just show you those. Maybe just show you all the buy opportunities, or I can look at all of them. I can also look at the most recent or the oldest, and I can kind of keep that together. I can create my opportunity from here. Let me restate that. You will create your opportunities for the contacts here inside of the opportunities area of the contact. And why? One of the main reasons is because when you do that, it will already know who this opportunity is for. So that's a big plus right there. All right. So the smart plans that we can add to a contact, we can add a contact to any of the smart plans that we have here. I'll go ahead and put, we'll put them onto one of these smart plans and say start now, confirm it, and there you go. Boom, they're on a smart plan. So there's that smart plan, and it's active. What a smart plan is, again, when we talk about them a little bit further, is an automated communications methodology to keep in touch with your contacts. We also can add tasks. Tasks, remember, are going to show up in the tasks area and on the home page. So if we have a task that we need to add for a contact, we can add that task here. And finally, we can add notes. And I'm always talking about this in my contacts class. I have a contacts class called Contacts, the Heart of Your Database. One of the things I love about the flexibility within Command is I have an external folder, a Google Drive folder, that I'm keeping all of the documents that are not necessarily opportunity related. Maybe it's just a bunch of information about this contact. It's not opportunity specific, but it's just their folder. I've got a folder with all the stuff in there. I created a note that has got the address, the web address for the Google Drive for this contact. And I put it in a note. So when I highlight that address here, I can go directly to the folder in my Google Drive for Jackie Astuto that has all of the documents that I've been working on with this contact, which means they can email them here. I can email them into here. I can drop things into here, and I always have direct access to them from the contact area directly to my Google Drive. Say what? And by the way, it doesn't stop there. I can put a Dropbox folder together and have all of the contact information in a Dropbox folder. And here is the Dropbox folder for that contact. And it keeps going. I use Trello, which is a project management tool. I can open up the Trello card associated with this contact by just clicking on Trello. And of course, that card is gone. Or no, I got to just log in. Let me log into my Trello. There we go. Don't look at this. Don't look. Yeah. Boo. All right. Put that in there so that won't happen again. And here is the Trello card for that contact for Jackie Astuto with all of the logs and all of the things that I'm doing here for her. So all of that is available from the contact card itself. It's awesome. You just got to love this. You absolutely have to love this. Okay. Hey, you got a transaction in DocuSign for this contact. You just want to jump into the DocuSign room really quick, put it in a note, and then you'll be able to just jump right into your DocuSign and right into the very specific room for this contact. This is awesome. This is just awesome. So when I think about organizational structure for anything that I'm doing with a particular contact. Having it all in one place is just so satisfying. They have all of that, all of the tools available in one location. That's contacts. Now that's the longest I'm going to spend on any of these different topics here. There's so much going on with contacts. I cannot stress it enough. Experiment with that and make sure that you add all of your contacts. There is an import function to add all of your contacts, and you can do that via an Excel CSV sheet. If you are going to import your contacts, please feel free to reach out to me. I can make that process easy for you and make it so that there's no heartache or pain. Okay? Here's my contacts themselves. I've got, I'll go ahead and take this little filter off and show you I've got about 1,000 contacts in here. Somewhere around 1,000, like 975. And in my 975 contacts, I can search for any one of them. I can look for any of them by tags. I can find their emails, their phone numbers. I have direct access to my database of people. Get your people in your database and make your life a little bit easier. When we do the contacts class, we talk about customizing this view so that we have a special views. I'll show you how to use the filters, the searches, the bulk edits, and also a whole bunch of other stuff. But for right now, that's all we need to look at in contacts. Let's move on to our tasks area. In the tasks area, it's quite simply a list of all the tasks that need to be completed for any contacts or for any opportunities. And you see here at the top, contact tasks and opportunity tasks. So we have two different types of tasks that can be done. So an opportunity task is a task needed to be done for a specific opportunity. We can view our tasks by today, past due, and then some different date ranges and custom ranges. We can also see all of our completed tasks, archive tasks, and our expired tasks. Okay. Now, with all that good information about tasks, remember, we can always, of course, create a task. We can create a task from within a contact, but we can also create a task here on the task page. So if we don't want to jump into the contact itself, we can just do that and then put that task in here and associate a contact if necessary. Okay. All right. Next up, we'll open up our little menu so that you can see what they are. We have the smart plans. Now, this is a little bit of a bigger concept, and we have two classes that we do on smart plans. One is just an introduction to smart plans and a foundation so that you know what it's doing. And the other one is a workshop where we put together a smart plan and we kind of go over all the processes so that you can build a smart plan. What is a smart plan? So the easiest way for me to explain a smart plan is to actually go ahead and look at one of them here. So let's, I'll go ahead and open up one smart plan that I built, and it's called Asking for the KW Email. Some new agents, when they join the system, use their personal email to become an agent at KW. Sometimes that's a Gmail, sometimes that's a Yahoo mail. And what happens is that email ends up going into my system, and we need to use your KW email that you create for much of the conversation and communication that we do. So what I do is I send out an email that automatically scours my database for people that I have tagged that have a Google or an email, a Yahoo or an MSN or whatever. And it scours my database, and it will send them automatically an email. In this case, it's going to send out an email that says, please update your Keller Williams email with your MCTT, so that I can now have the latest email from this individual. And it's a simple email. It's just a simple email that says, hey, so-and-so, I've got, wanted to check in and let you know that I've got an email without your KW extension. So we want to get that in here. And this is just for me to make sure that I can keep in touch with you. So then after that email goes out, we're going to send it out and then maybe wait a little bit later on and then do a follow-up and say, hey, by the way, did you get that email saying to change your KW email? If you did, great, ignore this. If not, please reach out or please let me know that email. A smart plan can be multiple touches or multiple actions strung together that are automatically sent out based on certain triggers inside of your database. Those triggers consist of tags. So we tag our contacts, and then we use those tags to trigger smart plans to keep communication going. I'll give you a good example of how tags, triggers, and smart plans work for you. If you've created a Facebook ad, you're purchasing a Facebook ad, and it's going to cost you $10 over 10 days or whatever it is, and you're going to start generating leads from that Facebook ad. Those leads are going to come back into your database, and that's something we'll talk about when we have the marketing design classes and campaign classes. But when you send out that Facebook ad, people are going to click on that little link, and they're going to enter their email and their contact information. That information is going to come back to you through your database. When it hits your database, the database is going to go, oh, look, a new lead just came in from Facebook. You can set up triggers and smart plans that will automatically react when some new lead comes into your database. And those actions can be, new lead has been added to my database from the Facebook ad XYZ. Send out an email really quick and thank them for taking a look at the ad. Maybe a link to more information about the property in question or the event or whatever the Facebook ad was built on. So you have a link so that they can go view more information and engage them further. And then there's also going to be a trigger for you so that it will add a task for you to call that person back or send an SMS message immediately saying, hey, thanks for checking out my Facebook ad. You can immediately interact with them. Call them. It tells you, hey, call you this new lead you just got. All of these actions, all of these things are happening behind the scene because you set it up in conjunction with your Facebook ad so that you have direct access and quick access to these new leads. And guess what? 5 days later, you can in your smart plan, you can have a trigger that will automatically send them another email, a follow-up. And if they don't respond to that, maybe 10 days later, you can put them on a long-term nurture of properties in the area of the property that was in the ad, because by that time the property is going to be gone. So you can put them on a follow-up program to say, hey, although you were looking at this ad or this property, take a look at these properties. All the time you're keeping in touch with these new prospective people through smart plans. It does it automatically. You got to love it. So there's a lot to learn there, a lot of cool things. All right, so I'm not going to go any more into smart plans right now. You get the idea there. Let's talk about your referrals. The referral area of the program allows you to build a network of agents throughout the country and the world, in fact, where you can put together a team of people working together that you refer to and that they also refer to you. So here's my team of all of my different agents. Now I've got about 12 people in my network, so I can refer to any of those, and they can also refer any potential deals to me. So we can list and view all of the referrals that are kind of going on. Let me go ahead and take a look at all here. So here's all of the sent referrals, the received referrals, and I can keep track of all of these things, make sure that I have updates and keep in touch with my referral agents and see if everything's going smoothly, if they have any questions for me, and basically get paid. We can also look for new referrals using the map on the screen here. And we can find agents in any area by just basically going down close enough so that we can see the agents in the area of the map. This is a fantastic tool to help you locate an agent in an area where maybe some clients have shown interest and they would like to move. So you want to find an agent and say, hey, I got somebody for you. Again, you become the expert. Here's another view of your network of agents, and this is going to keep all of that kind of ticking and growing. So growing your referral network is a huge part of your business here at KW. All right, so the next thing we're going to take a look at is opportunities. But opportunities. We're going to go to opportunities. Now, I mentioned when we're talking about contacts, that every contact is where we manage the opportunity for that contact. However, as a business, you're going to have a lot of opportunities. There's going to be many opportunities, hopefully, and absolutely. And because of that, you're going to want to come to this page to manage your opportunities as a business. These are your pipelines. Where am I at in terms of listings that are in the cultivate stage that need to be moved along and put into under contract or closed? I've got 10 listings in my team. Well, I'll go to the individual. You won't see this. So I'll say in the individual pipeline, I've got 38 listings that are under cultivate. They're just sitting there. Those are people that are cold. I've got them in the pipeline, but I haven't done anything with them. I need to move them along. So I can come in here to the cultivate area and say, what's going on with that? I got a lot of people that are like the Jacqueline Harris here. She's a listing, and that listing it's getting a little bit of age on it. I need to go in there and find out what's going on. So I can go in and manage that opportunity now from here, but I'm thinking of it in terms of my business. Why isn't this moving? It's not that I'm looking for specifically that one, because you can see I've got a whole bunch of them here. If I'm looking for a specific one, I'm going to go to the contact and open up the contact and manage that single opportunity. But if I'm looking to manage my opportunities as a whole, I'm going to come over here and say, how's my pipeline? On the right-hand side, the pipeline is going to tell you what your gross commission income or your GCI is doing based on the transactions that are in this pipeline. Right now, I've got all these things going on in my pipeline with a potential income of $300,000 and a probable income of 126, because so many of them are on the left side of the pipeline that they're not necessarily probable to convert. The further something is on the pipeline, the more likely it is to convert. So these things that on the pipeline give us an idea of how our business is doing. Notice that I'm not focusing on any specific opportunity. I'm just looking at it in terms of, okay, 14 of my opportunities are under contract in various phases and stages. So I need to kind of keep an eye on that. And if necessary, you go in and inspect on what's going on with a particular one, why it's been sitting in this phase for so long. So this is a really good tool to kind of help you along with that process. So that's the opportunity pipeline. But notice that I'm not looking at specific opportunities here because we manage those from the contact. The next thing we're going to take a look at here is in the campaigns area. So in the campaigns area, what we can do is we can put together campaign marketing for paid ads, email, direct mail, and social posts. Paid ads are through the channels of Facebook, and I'll go ahead and show you the channels available. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google AdWords, okay? So those are the channels where we can purchase ads. When you purchase an ad, a paid ad, you can watch that campaign. You will also start to see your leads pile up in this area here, and you'll be able to click on your leads and manage your leads and convert them into contacts and convert them into opportunities. Now, when we look at this, one of the things that you don't see on mine is the cost per 1,000 of views, the cost per click, and the cost per leads clicked. So we don't see that information because I'm not actually running the ads. These are all in draft mode. But the more you run the ads, you'll start to see these numbers light up, and they will actually make more sense, and you'll have an insight into the overall performance of those ads. The other thing to keep in mind here too is that these ads are all running through a paid Facebook ad system. So you're advertising on Facebook, or in this case, we have an Instagram ad here as well. So we can manage them that way. So there's a lot going on here, but we will talk about those in the Facebook ad classes that we hold. So those are the campaigns, but let's talk about, for a moment here, let's talk about a social post campaign. So a social post campaign is free. And a social post is something where you just come along here and say, you know what, on Friday the 3rd, I want to create a social post to talk about an open house coming up this weekend. So you click on the social post for the weekend, and it's going to load up here your DBA. Let's see, we'll just bypass that for now. You can put in together with information about the open house, put some pictures in here, and you can put together some designs for it and make it really nice. And then come down to the bottom, and then you will say you want it to go on to your Facebook page, this one, or your Twitter account, and then you can schedule the post. Very, very simple, very, very fast. In addition to doing it right now, publish immediately, you can also schedule these posts. So maybe on an afternoon, you want to sit down and create some posts for the weekend or some posts for next week. You can do this as far in advance as you'd like. Social posting is a great, fast way to post to your social media accounts. And now, I mentioned in here that you can use designs to create these social media posts or these paid ads or these email campaigns. So those designs are available down here in the designs area. Now you can create the designs from scratch, or you can create those designs based on templates. So here is a little design, a graphic that was created, and it's using Getting Started in Command. It's a little graphic that I created as an example. We can add images to this. We can add text. We can add our logos. If we have our KW logos in here, we can add a different logo based on where we want to put it. We can add other elements in here, including some graphic design tools, some elements that we can just kind of spice it up. And we also can add things from our listings. So in the listings area, we can see our listings or pull in other listings. So the design tool itself is, again, it's like a mini Photoshop, mini Canva. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that it is either of those. It is a simple tool to create rapid deployable graphics that you can use in your social posts, in anything that you create. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and go back here and come back into the designs area. We can use templates from hundreds and hundreds of different types of templates. Maybe I am doing an open house this weekend. In the Keller Williams templates, I can pick one of these and I can just take the style, add the images that I want. So maybe I wanted to do with this kind of little bracketed look there. I can do that. There's just dozens and dozens of different ones. Not only different styles, but also different sizes, different shapes, like a bifold here that you can create. It's got everything. So this tool in designs is very powerful, and it will help you, hopefully, inspire you to create some new designs. And that's all free to use inside of here. You don't have to worry about any upgrades or subscriptions here. It's all free to use. Okay. So I skipped over the reports because, as I mentioned to you earlier, that the reports area is kind of between campaigns and designs. The reports area is only going to be valuable to you if you set your goals and you start making sure that you're tracking those goals and trying to meet those goals. So the lead routing goals, emails, text and calls, the reporting up here at the front page for the health of your database, all the things that are going on. So the reports are valuable, but you want to make sure. Let's see if we got it. We'll do a goals report. There we go. So your goals are valuable, but they're only going to really show in the reporting area as useful if you are tracking that information by completing as much information about the contacts, the opportunities, all of that as you possibly can. All right. All right. Underneath that, we'll go down and we'll skip over to the listings area. I mentioned the listings area itself is just an area where we can view listings, whether they be the KWLS or if we're doing a search for listings. Now, I'm not an agent, so I don't have any listings associated with me, but when you log into here, you should see your listings. If you don't see them, you can actually use the property search, MLS search, or KWLS ID, and you can also just use the general search here to search inside of an area so that you can kind of zero in using the mapping tools in a particular area. Let's see if I'll back out just a little bit. There we go. So in an area, I can say, show me all of the listings in that area, and then you can view those listings here. So it's very similar to any property search that you would find on the web, but it's inside of your command center. Very, very cool. All right, last area here is the consumer area. Now, it's actually got a lot going on in here, but it's hard to cover this in a very short, brief segment because there's so much happening in here that it can be a little bit kind of confusing. But what I want to implore upon you, or impress upon you, that's the word I'm looking for, is that we can build a website. So I'll click on the website that I've built for myself as an agent, and here is my little website. Actually, it's a picture in this background that I took. It's one of my photos. So you can do that. You can customize this to the way you want it to look. You can also bring in featured listings for people to look at and contact information. Now, this is just the front page of your website. And also your legal information about you as an agent down here. You can create multiple pages in your website, and you can have different purposes for each one. For example, there's a contact us page, which is literally just the contact card here, and it gives you all the information and the ability to say, please give me a call. You can have embed certain objects. I can put a mortgage calculator in here to assist my web users on taking a look at what they can afford for a mortgage. I can also come in here and look at maybe I want them to download my mobile app, so I can tell them to go get my mobile app in their mobile device and check in with me and connect with me and do some cool stuff like that. So the pages that we create here are our own pages, and they are inside of the KW system, but we can do anything. No, we can do a lot of things in there. All right. So those are our website pages. I mentioned that we can have standalone pages that are not associated with our website. They're just kind of like out there in a on the web. And here, look at this. We built a little page, and this is just a little flyer that we can say, oh no, there was no Techno Lab that day. So I can use this and direct people here and say, oh, sorry, we're closed for business today. I can also go with any kind of listings that I want. Oh, here's a little video page that I put together for people to go and look at some of the Techno Minutes that I've produced. So we can do a lot of different things. Here's a listing page that actually shows the listing for a piece of property, and it gives the full details and full information. Now, these pages are not on my website, but they are on the internet that I can use in advertising. So maybe I want to take this particular page and promote this listing using this web page that I've created. And of course, at the end of the web page, there's going to be a contact area for people to get in touch with me. The whole purpose of anything we do is to stay in touch with our contacts. So we can use these listing landing pages to do that. And then one of the other things I'm again briefly just kind of show you here is that we are also looking at our app, managing our mobile app for our people, featured listings on our homepage. We also can adjust the theme and the look of our site. We have a lot of tools here. The consumer area is very powerful, and I'm kind of glossing over it because I just want to introduce you to some of the things that are here. But keep in mind, it is an incredibly powerful tool to use to keep in touch with your consumers. Okay, so we've gone for 56 minutes nonstop here. I haven't seen any questions come in through the chats, so I'm assuming that you guys got all the good stuff that you need. Now, if you do have any questions and you want to reach out to me, you can go ahead and reach me at robert.vincent@kwclm.com. You can book time on my calendar by going to timewithrobert.com. You can join me in the Zoom room when we meet together. You'll be going to kwtechtv.com. Our live YouTube streams, which is streaming right now on YouTube, is kwtechtube.com. And then, of course, our Facebook live stream is on our Facebook group, the KWCLM group. So those are different ways that you can get in touch with me if you have any questions, if you want to book some time with me or watch any of the existing videos. So that's going to be it for today for this morning's class. This afternoon, we are doing our second class, and I believe that is going to be setting up your KW profiles. Is that the correct one? Yes, it is. So setting up your KW profiles in Command is the class that we're doing this afternoon. I will see you for that at 2 o'clock here or on the kwtechtube.com YouTube channel. So for now, that's it. Take care. Have an awesome day. And I guess I'll just push this button here and see you soon.